Hey guys, I have an incredible deck to review today. It's called the Shaman's Dream Oracle. and I jumped right to this one. I do want to do reviews eventually for like all my decks, which could take me 100 million billion years. But I wanted to do this one first because I have had like a just kind of a profound learning experience with it. It's one of those decks that I would file under next level shit if like you've become kind of bored with your decks or don't feel like your decks are prompting you to self-reflect on that next level. The Shaman's Dream Oracle is all about that. So I did a short, I don't know if you follow me that closely here on YouTube, but I did a short little video. I did something different with this deck. Like usually like I rip open the deck and I like look at all the cards and like I barely look at the guidebook and I shuffle it up real quick and whatever. I did not do that this time. What I did this time was I did not look at the cards until after I read the page in the guidebook, and then I flipped over the card as a surprise gift to myself. And I was so interested in these cards, and some of them delighted me, some of them made me cry, some of them surprised me like a child, because like I did not expect to see that character or that picture, or the artwork was like so pretty. And like after reading the guidebook, like I was like, oh my god, like I got the message, and then bam, I got the card. And I feel like doing it this way, this deck made an instant lasting impression. It took me like hours to do this because there's 65 cards, 64 cards. So like I did like a couple hours in the evening, and then the next morning I did the rest, and that took a lot of like dedication and patience for me. So good job, Sadie. Your ADHD is not letting you get down. All right. So anyways, I want to just say I'm gonna show you all the cards in this video and talk about them, but if you wanted to just, you know, not watch this video and buy this deck and do it that way, kind of like a surprise, this deck actually is a perfect deck to do that. Like it's worth it. But if you don't, I get it. But if you do, I get it. All right, so Alberto and Colette did a flippity-flopping fantastic job with this deck. It's got a magnetic closure that's pretty tight. Discover your true destiny as a dreamer. We are all sacred dreamers, dreaming the world into being. So that's the back of the cards. I know, it's so good. Look how I just like totally really put a beating on this guidebook, doing it the way that I did it. So yeah, the guidebook, pretty typical, right? You know, it's got all the cards. Yeah, and then some of the names of the cards are just perfect. And really, I really enjoyed this deck so much. I'm excited to look at it again with you. Message from the authors, introduction, dreaming the world into being, which I feel like is where we're all going as oracle readers. Like enough of just taking it as it's given. Like there is power in surrender, don't get me wrong, but like we really start to need to be a little bit more proactive with our creation of reality. All right, how to work this deck. Ask a question, 1 card reading, 3 card reading, 4 card reading, the cards. All right, so what I did was I would read, you know, A Tidy House. I read the whole thing. Then I flipped over the card and was like, oh, right? It just was so fucking fun, you guys. Like it really was. And so I did that with all of them. I would read Beloved and then I would see Beloved. I would read Benefactor, and then after I read the whole thing and thought about it and thought like, how does this pertain to me, and you know, my life. Then, oh my God, the caterpillar, wait till you see, you're gonna die. Like, some of these cards are just so magical. So anyways, that's the guidebook. Awesome. Really well. Like, you can tell that like Alberto and Colette are both healers. Do you know what I mean? You can tell like Alberto's a teacher. The way this guidebook is, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you've had like decks that you're just kind of like, I don't know, same old, like this at least gives you something new to chew on. So anyways, it has a little ribbon, which is nice, because if they don't have that, usually I'll put one in myself. All right, so anyways, how should we do this? I'm so excited to show you these cards. Are you sure you want to see them? All right, I'm gonna do this a little differently. I don't care if it takes 1,400 hours. Like, I'm going to tell you like what I think about the card too. So sometimes I just put it to music and let you decide, but I just feel like I want to like confirm for myself what I feel about the card. So, all right, we good? We here? I think when I'm done, I'll put them in the little box there. All right, the Shaman's Dream Oracle, just for instantly one of my favorites. Okay, so the first card is a tidy house, clarity and organization. And I'm kind of like just quizzing myself to see like what I remember, like, because I love to study decks and get to know them. You know, this really was like definitely like cleaning our space, but also cleaning our minds, you know, getting rid of the old to make way for the new. And, you know, look how cute, like basically like creating this warm, safe, cozy space for us, you know, to do the work, inner work, outer work that we want to do. Beloved, radical acceptance, being who you are, being okay with like what is, even if we have to throw fireballs at it and let our whole lives burn to the ground. Yeah, like absolutely just being with whatever. I also feel like, you know, this passion, this fire that can come through our life, the beloved, not just like somebody we got a crush on, like actually the beloved, here to fuel your fire. Benefactor. Oh my gosh, yeah, this was one of the first ones that made me be like, oh my God, look how freaking cute. I think that's when I made this short. Like, it only took 3 cards of reading the guidebook and then seeing the artwork. Like, this one made me feel like a child. Yeah, grace and generosity. So yeah, like I'd have to definitely like go back in the guidebook and like, you know, read a little bit more. Like, there's so many good reminders in the guidebook. I freaking love good guidebooks. Like, I will buy a deck if the guidebook is worth it. Oh my God, yeah. If you can teach me something, here's my credit card. But yeah, I mean, what are you putting out? You know, like, are you putting out love? If so, you'll get back love. Are you being generous? Then you will be the benefactor of that. So yeah, define your kingdom, you know, define your kingdom and what it is that you are planting. What kind of seeds are you planting in your kingdom? All right. Oh yeah, here's the caterpillar. So I just love this so friggin' much. Even after I did this study with this deck, I heard this really cool analogy of caterpillars. You know, like sometimes like people in our life, we think they're for us, you know, because like we're both caterpillars, but then we go into the cocoon stage and one of us comes out a moth and the other one comes out a butterfly, and like actually like we're not a match anymore. But this is all about opportunity, this card, really seizing the moment of like what you are becoming. Closing door, completion. Yeah, I love this card too. You know what I mean? Because it's like just one of those good reminders that like sometimes you just gotta close the door, you know? And as one door closes, another one opens, and look at what you're going into. You know, get excited about your endings because they really do signify new beginnings. Cosmic Womb, the Divine Feminine. Just absolutely gorgeous, some of these cards. I'm not going to talk about all of them because, like I said, there's like 64. But listen to me, I'm like 6 cards ago, I was like, I'm going to talk about every single one of those cards. I don't even make it to 7, and I'm like, just, you get it, right? Sacred Contract, Covenant. Also another good reminder, you know, sometimes we have to revise our contracts. Sometimes we need to tear them up, but ultimately we do have to understand sometimes, like, we did agree to certain things and then you just surrender to it in a lot of ways. Like, okay, fine. Crown Games, right use of power. Isn't this fantastic, you guys? It reminds me of that mythical goddess who like talks out of her vagina. Do you know who I'm talking about? I can't remember her name. Maybe if I think of it, I'll put it in the comments. But it kind of reminds me of this, right use of power. Really, you know, good reminder to stay humble, stay virtuous. Okay, use your power for good. Seriously, even though sometimes life tempts us to use it for naught. Okay, this dances on one foot. Okay, let me try to hold it still so you can see. She's like a magical Luna moth goddess, and there's her leg. Yeah. Yeah. I literally cried at some of this artwork. It was just so good. Doing that balancing act, dancing on one foot. You can do it. You're good at it, and you're just fantastic at it. Deep Diver, diving into a task. This was a really cool card, like a guide card. Like, Deep Diver wants to take you down into the depths, into the next level of going deeper, you know? And it's like, are you going to take this as an invitation and go with him, right? Or do you want to stay in the shallows, in the superficial shallows? So yeah, there's lots and lots to each card. Like, it's just an amazing deck. Deep, quiet, meditation, stillness. Like, this could, if you pulled this card, this could just tell you exactly the reminder that you needed, you know, to remember truly who you are, to remember to go within. Number 11, the number of mastery. You know, if we're not going within, we are going to start to feel really jaded and unbalanced and misguided in this dream. So there's dragon energy in this deck. I love this dragon so much. You're holding the keys. Make sure you give the dragon an offering so it doesn't eat you. Oh, I remember pulling this one out. Dream Thief. So Dream Thief tries to keep you asleep and repeating your old stories of victimization and limitation and lack to keep you in the dream. Yeah, so we really do want to wake up. We really do want to heed the call to awaken. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, I know. When I pulled that one over, I was not expecting to see him. So here we have a message of the drifter, experiencing life as it comes, not really knowing where we're going, but just knowing how we want to be and what we'd like to feel and experience, right? We're not lost. We're just, you know, going with the flow. Okay, this one was a cool card, the Dust Devil. Look at her. Yeah, she literally coming in to terrorize your reality so that you will move out of stagnation. Like, she's a blessing as she's just tornadoing everything that you thought you could depend on. What's she really trying to show you? This is a card, Empty Well, that basically says, like, whatever you're trying to tap into is empty, gone, resources, like, you know, you're like milking a dead cow. Is that an expression? I don't know. But anyways, time to replenish. Find some new water somewhere else. Eye of the Needle. This was friggin' awesome. Not just because I love to sew squares, but like basically another reminder to stay focused. What are we creating? Yeah, the guidebook takes you on a journey, absolutely. Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. Clear sight, clear seeing. Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. This was pretty cool. It's like if you're following the crowd, if you're falling back into sleep, if you're the falling angels, like spread your wings and catch some air before it's too late. Wake the fuck up. Feast of Plenty, very cool. This like kind of had like a Two of Swords vibe to it. Choices and their consequences. Yeah, you get to choose like between lots and lots and lots of things. You know, what is it that you want to manifest? First breath, beginner's mind. I thought this was cool because my friend Asiel the Oracle and I were just like, you know, talking about how in our next incarnation can we just become stars and planets already. Enough with this human stuff. But anyways, it makes me laugh at this TikTok that I saw. This girl was like, okay, you, like her friend said, he is my world. And she's like, this is like your third world this summer. What are you trying to create? A universe? Really cracked me up. Here's the Fool's Embrace. Okay, I actually sat and cried with this card. One, because it was number 22, and I'm trying to make peace with that number before 2022. Also, because I just got my heart broken by another narcissist who made me feel like the fool and really stabbed me when I was already injured. And this really does say, like, if you can sit with your pain, that's how you're going to transmute it. That's how you're going to see the gift in it. That's how you're going to turn it into beauty. So yeah, this card was one, just magnificent in its art, and the message was so fantastic. The illustrator did an amazing job for this deck. 23, Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. When the gifts come, take them. They don't always, the opportunity's not always there forever, so grab onto it. This was cool. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. So yeah, just like mushrooms have this like complex way of communicating with each other, we also with Source, we're a part of the Divine Matrix with Source. So this was a pretty gnarly card and message. Garden of Venus. This was a real beautiful message, like rest and renewal. Like you walk into this garden alone. You are there not as Venus to be in love with someone else, but to be in love with yourself and take care of yourself and renew yourself. Gathering around, the power of community. See the artwork. I just want to I'm going to probably have to get a magnifying glass so I can zoom in. Actually, this video is helping me do that just now. Like, I am in love with these friends. This card feels like friends. Yeah, the power of community and support and other light-minded individuals. Heart home, compassion, you know, realizing that, yeah, your true home is in your heart space, and yeah, what a great place to live, literally. So I love it, like on all the cards, there's, if you look, there's butterflies, there's dragonflies, there's like little like people, oh dang, in the backgrounds of things. So this is hollow bone, like a flute made from an eagle bone. And it's a message of teachability. Like, you have to become the hollow reed. You have to become the instrument that spirit can play its beautiful tunes through you. We are human beings, not human, do it by yourselves. Like, spirit wants to create with us and through us. This card, holy crap, horned cactus. Yeah, I can totally relate to needing that level of protection sometimes, but also just knowing how to survive, resourcefulness. So the artwork is varied and it's all very magical. Here's the horseman. He brings the message to you, right? You change in or not. If he comes in twice in a reading, you better friggin' listen. So yeah, a lot of like native energy, a lot of fairy energy, a lot of galactic, spiritual, lighted source energy. Just everything that I love is in this deck. In the hand, the universe is your partner. Yeah, another message that's like, come on now. If we just allow ourselves to be the vessels, to be like, I work for source, I work for spirit, it's going to be amazing. Here's the cool one, jeweled web. There's lots of options. Which one's the lightest and the brightest? That's what you need to focus on. And we're all connected. We're all one. You don't have to go looking for something that isn't quite right for you. Like, just do the one that really speaks to you. Jeweled web, connectivity. 33, super fun. 33 is always like my Jesus number. Joyful muse, inspiration. This one kind of struck home for me too, like triggered me, because in the guidebook it said like, be playful without being silly. And so many times, like, my family and my mom will call me silly, like, oh, you're so silly, Sadie. And I looked up the definition on the online dictionary what silly is, and it's actually really fucking rude to call someone silly, I guess, because like it means like you have no good judgment and you're just like out of your mind pretty much. I personally didn't have that personal definition of silly. Like, I think silly is my superpower, but according to the dictionary it's not. Anyways, inspiration, do whatever you like. Lay of the land. This was ancestral wisdom. It's like you got the map, you're totally guided with that ancestor spirit. And I looked at it and I was like, well, I don't know if I didn't want to go there, but like, you do still have a map. Not really the terrain I would want. So here's lost compass, getting back to integrity. There's actually, these are in alphabetical order and also numerological order. So this is like getting back to integrity. And then there's another lost card, lost in space, needing direction. So they're kind of similar, like one focused more on like minding like who's giving you directions, like they might be steering you wrong. You should listen to yourself, always follow your true north, things like that. Really gorgeous though. Magician's sword, confidence in your magic. It definitely is like a don't hesitate to act. Look at the sigils on here, you guys. Know that you have the power, literally. So don't just stare at the beautiful sword, use it. Many masks, talked about how we really do transform ourselves just to get through our day pretty much, but underneath it's like, who are you truly? Who are you really? Me talks. I know, you guys. It's just so fun. It is just so fun. Speaking of friends, look at these little guys. Yeah, and the bubbles. It's just such a magical deck. So yeah, make sure that you're repairing yourself on all levels. A me talk. Sometimes you do have to like put your ego self aside. Like, I just need to break from my ego, my me, need to take care of me. So you know what you need to do. Here is a card about groupthink, and make sure We are focusing on the light and what we want to manifest, things that we love, music, community, togetherness, beauty, flowers, trees. Like, groupthink can go either way, you know? We see it playing out in our society in a negative context. We can do our part to birth in a positive context. Here's Moon Maiden. New beginnings, literally being like rebirthed again. It's just amazing how many times. Here we have Netcaster. This one was also fantastic and amazing. It's like catching what you want, what you've been trying to, but then also reminding yourself or being aware when you yourself are caught in the net. You know, get out while it's just kind of trapping you before it closes in and you can't escape. It also is just about staying focused on what you want to capture. Great messages, you guys. Great deck. Here's Overflow whenever things are just feeling like way too much. Even too much of a good thing can still be too freaking much. So overwhelm and plenty, kind of talking about putting all that into perspective. Perfect Storm. Sometimes we need the storm in our life. We can always stay in the eye of the storm. Number 44. We can always stay in the eye of the storm where it's calm and safe. This guy was freaking amazing. He's a raven with peacock feathers. Like, I'm just in love with the artwork. So again, so much love and appreciation to the illustrator. I will tell you her name. Okay, at the end, if I can remember, simple things. This card was the only card I didn't really like because it was repairing the veil. Like, the veil is, in my opinion, what keeps us from seeing the unseen. It's what gives us the illusion of separation. So why the fuck would I want to repair it? So I get that, like, then I was like, well, get the story then, like, if there is a rift, if there is a wound that you've caused in between people, then yeah, regardless of what side you're on, you want to repair that. So I don't know, I just got caught up in the words a little bit with that one. Root Girl. This is loving those parts of us that we feel like maybe we have rejected. We may have rejected them for a long time since childhood, but this is who we need to love and accept so that we are complete, integrated, whole beings. Skybridge. Yeah, there was a couple cards that's like, you know, there's nowhere else to go. Like, literally, stay here, you die. So take the opportunity. And there's more to it, you guys. You will friggin' love this deck. I should get commission for selling this deck. I could pimp it out so hard. Sky Dancers. This was an awesome message about surrender and becoming lighter and just, you know, letting it be the way it is so that you can be free. Skywriting, the fates, like, that kind of goes in hand with, like, accepting what is. I love the runes. You see the runes? You know, it's like, hey, there were just certain things that, like, we was gonna do here. We were gonna have happen here. So it's written. It's been written. It's just, I mean, what else can you do but just go with the flow then? The spirit of the river, movement towards adventure, avoiding stagnancy. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility, another great reminder to go within, another great reminder that you are from the stars, you are made of stars, you are a light being. So once you realize that, limitless possibility. I was happy to see that there's some dudes in the cards. Two dudes, I think, a couple dudes wandering between realms. This was an awesome card that's saying, like, listen, you magician, you fabulous wizard, you can stand in both worlds. You can travel between dimensions, right? You are literally able to straddle and do very, very well for yourself. But yeah, stay focused. Stay focused on those higher vibes. Stranger, curiosity. Here's another dude. I can't hardly remember what this one was about too. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of pulling a blank a little bit, other than like, you know, see the woman under there? I don't like how they put that. If I had one suggestion for the artwork, like I would have had her over here, not by the words, because you can barely see that she's there, right? So this had a message about things that are different than you. And yeah, I don't even know. Why am I totally pulling a blank with this 53? Makes me want to look, you guys. So I'm going to look. 53, it was all about the other, moving past fear of differences, curiosity and exception. Something extraordinary is being offered you if you remain curious and teachable. So leave room for other points of view. Defining moment, take the risk. I'm just like skimming so hard here. There is a veil of separation between you. Look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you might find. Stranger often elicits fear and all that stuff, but it's like asking you to dance to a new music, a new tempo. All right. Anyways, there's that. The crossing, here's about initiation. It's like there's nowhere, another one that's like there's nowhere else to go, but in that cave of light. So you going, or you're just gonna stay here and die? The farther gate, and there's a couple like different ones that like, you know, definitely have like, this one though had like a message that I remember. It's like, listen, you've been the farmer, you've been growing here. Well, it's not fertile land anymore. It's time to go explore. It's time to leave the gate and go see what's out there. The wall, obstacles, you know, just saying, hey, yeah, it doesn't seem like you can do much, but except wait it out. But remember that nothing walls in the light. So eventually you will see where you need to go. Unmarked trail, revelation. Yeah, so there's a couple that are kind of like in the same boat about direction, but like, you know, it'll give you the guidance that you're looking for. Here's all about crushing, crashing, smashing that ego, right? So that we can really start to see divinely. Just, oh my God. I just am oh my Godding because I broke my window recently. Throwing things. I was angry, but like... Anyways, so yeah, now when I see like the glass, I'm like, oh God, that is such a pain in the ass to clean up. Yep, but this is where I was in that moment, really feeling my feelings, the wailing tree, feeling your grief, letting yourself be there. Just, oh my God, like so sad you could burn yourself to the ground. Well, then that's what you do, okay? That's what needs to happen. Here's Watchers, a good message, you know, for us to observe our life. It's like when we can get into that observer, witness, higher mind viewing life, we're not really being like thrown all over the effing place anymore like that. We could be there, but we could observe ourselves there, and then we'll be able to move on a little bit better through that moment. There's a whale, there's a whale. I love whales so much. I love these colors. I had a dream one time about whales, and they were in this color of a bay. It was so beautiful. One of my bestest dreams ever. This is about resonating. So that was pretty cool. Message from the whales. And the last three cards here, Will-O-the-Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadow, right? Getting to know that part of you. Oh, get to know that part of you, dear. Absolutely. winter's dream, a little bit of a gestation period sometimes. We just have to let things ride out. Don't fall asleep though. Stay conscious as you rest. Stay awake. Stay woke. And yeah, Woodwives, this is who you are. Adaptable, resilient, magical, lighted, integrated, just absolutely amazing. All right, so you see why I'm so in love? Oh my gosh, that Woodwives, isn't she so cool? Strong roots, growth, just amazing. Let go, learn to be in beginner's mind. Let go of rigid notions, how things should be. You have everything that you need. So I am so excited to share this deck with you, and I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. Right now, I'm like so excited to finally shuffle this deck up for myself. I'm gonna shuffle it up and ask for a guiding card. You know, what is this deck in particular gonna teach me? And we'll just end with a 1 card pull here. I could like use this deck forever and ever. It's one of those decks. I don't think I would ever get tired of this deck because it would tell me exactly what I was looking for my personal self-growth. I would definitely say this is a personal self-growth, the shaman's dream. So it's got, if you can hear, pretty good slip. The cards themselves are very bendy. They're kind of big, you know, they're oracle cards. Like, so, yeah, pretty hefty, but not the biggest. And yeah, they shuffle pretty clunky, but you know, I wouldn't want them any smaller because of the artwork, you know. If anything, I want, like I said, I want a magnifying glass. All right, the power of community. So yeah, I would say, what is, you know, this really gonna teach me? 1, tapping into my light, and try to let that focus on the picture. Tapping into my light, learning how to share my light with others, attracting others, attracting a community of light-minded. I didn't say like-minded when I was talking about this. I said light-minded. Remembering to stay focused on myself and accepting when someone comes into my life to remind me to shine my light. You know what I mean? Wants to help uplift me. Like, I don't have to do it all myself. The power of community. It's number 26, so that's an 8 in my book. Eternity. These souls, this soul family that, you know, has been with me forever. May you find me. May we find each other. And I opened up to the wrong page. May we find each other. May we accept each other. Like, that's, I think, like a problem for me, is like I've been such a lone wolf. It's kind of hard to like think I need anybody or want anybody. Being safe and secure, allowing help. Yeah, it's hard to allow help when you're just so not used to it. I'm just gonna read this out of the guidebook and then we'll end and just go on to love this freaking deck. There are times when you need positive reinforcement from others. Perhaps your journey has made you tired just before reaching the proverbial finish line. Like every day, don't you? Don't I just want to quit? Oh yes. Okay, so this proverbial finish line, our friends are cheering us on. Cheer your arrival. Know this, you are not alone. You are not alone, regardless of whether you think you are. People gather around to help you with your next step as you bring it forth from the cosmos into the beautiful life, the beauty of life. There has never been another you before, and you have a unique relationship with your friends, family, communities, and all those who gather to help you in the unseen realms. So yeah, what's this deck gonna help us do? Connect with the unseen realms. You know, understand we are truly supported by spirit. Now is the time to allow assistance from others. Ask for it and trust you will receive it. You are safe and secure right now in this moment, truly supported in your beautiful, amazing, complicated life. You are heard by angels, witnessed by the divine, and loved, yes, loved, now and always by life itself. Really fun. Whatever your query, you will find the help you need to achieve what you desire, and you will not have to do this alone. You can count on it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you to the Shaman's Dream. And like I said, I wanted to remember, the illustrator is, the artist is Jenna Della Grotta. What? Jenna Della Grottaglia. Like, seriously, Jenna, your name should be on the front of this fucking book, because if it wasn't for your artwork, I don't think this would have had this impact that it's having on me. So she's a New Yorker. She's got cats. She's a self-taught artist. And her website is autumnsgoddess.com. All right, you guys, thanks so much. Lots and lots of love to you.